Hey everybody, so my name is Krista. I am a soon-to-be graduate student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison in environmental science, and I thought I would share these videos with you guys as I start on my process of starting grad school and just kind of like my hobbies, the things that I do, what I did to get into grad school, why I'm wanting to go, and also just like what grad school is like as a married 24-year-old, because I know that there are a lot of videos of people who are doing grad school, but like none for environmental science and none for environmental conservation in particular. So I thought I would share these with you and start off with something kind of fun and that kind of pertains to my hobby and part of the reason why I love environmental conservation. And I thought I would share with you guys what I keep in my nature photography and wildlife photography bag. I am an amateur nature and wildlife photographer. On the side, I have my nature and wildlife photography Instagram, which I will link for you guys down below so you can follow if you'd like or just take a peek at it. I'm trying to be a lot more active on there and edit and go through photos that I've taken in the past now that we are in our quarantine phase. But I thought I would share with you guys what I take with me on a shoot and what I take with myself and my husband when we go birding, etc. So without further ado, let's get into this bag. So this bag was actually a present from my husband. It is a Kanken backpack. Excuse me, it's just the standard, and it is in this beautiful pink color. I absolutely love it. And the bag was a gift around Valentine's Day, actually. And then I also have something else in here. In the front little pocket, usually what I'll keep is just a little card case with like my driver's license, my debit card, and then my car keys. Both of those aren't in there. My wallet is in my purse because it's just been a normal week. And my keys are hanging up in their perfect little spot. Sometimes I also bring this little pouch with some of my little essential oil travel size things. My friend gave me some trial sizes to kind of see if I like them, if they help me, that sort of a thing. So sometimes I take these with me. And then I will also put my phone in here sometimes. It really just depends on if, if I'm using my birding app. We use the Merlin app from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. So I use that to help identify what species I'm seeing and that sort of thing. So if it's not in this pocket, it is on me. I just have the Galaxy S10 and I love it, especially for some like just quick shots, quick landscape shots. This is actually pretty good. So I use that guy a lot. I don't take the camera that I'm filming on with me anymore. This is the Canon SX50HS. You actually can't buy it anymore through Canon. They discontinued the model, but this is the camera that I just use for filming. So if I'm doing any type of videography or anything like that, I do it on this camera. I haven't really experimented with that at all, but I am interested in it. So we'll see how that goes. And then in this big pocket, which I need to unzip here. This is where I have my birthday/Christmas present, which is the Kanken photo insert. So let me take this bad boy out of the backpack. It fits in here very, very nicely. And then there's also just this little like laptop spot in the back, which I don't use because I don't take my laptop with me. But this is the large photo insert. I love this. It's like waterproof, weather resistant, and then the backpack itself is weather resistant as well, which is why I use it. I do have a pretty small setup right now, so that is why I'm just using this. But it fits everything perfectly. So it has two zippered compartments on the lid, and in the top one I just keep my cord that I use to plug my camera into my computer to import all the photos. The SD slot in my computer doesn't really work, so I just use this little cord and it works just fine. So I have that, and then in this one I keep my external flash. I don't really ever use this. In fact, the batteries are dead. So I haven't used this in years. I don't really do portrait photography at all. So that just kind of stays in there just in case. And then I have my filters, which again, also don't really use that much of. I do use the UV filter sometimes. I think that's what this one is. Is this one the UV filter? Yes, I do use the UV filter sometimes when I'm outside, but I just keep them in this little guy and keep them all nice and cozied up and safe. And then for the compartments in here, you can move them all around and like kind of shimmy them all over the place. So I have them set up right now in a specific way. I've had them set up in a different way before. I'm just kind of trying them out in a bunch of different configurations to see what I really like. So in the side compartment that I have my charger, my little battery charger, and I have a lens cleaning cloth. I actually currently work in an optometry office, an ophthalmology office, excuse me, and so I have a ton of these little cleaners because we all wear glasses there, so it works perfectly. Then in terms of lenses, I use a Canon T5 body right now, and so I have two lenses with me at all times. I carry the Canon EFS 18 to 55 millimeter lens. This is what I use for any of my landscape photography. I use this guy because it's wide, but it's not like too wide. I don't feel like it's blowing out my shots. I feel like it just makes them pretty nice and even, so I use this guy. This is a kit lens. I'm not like mad about that. I love this lens to pieces. And then for any of my wildlife shots, I use my 75 to 300 millimeter lens, and this is just it's a 1.5 lens as well. I love this. This is the EF 75 to 300, and I have it on autofocus right now because when I do bird flight shots, I typically use autofocus and just track the subject. I love this lens. I do wish it was just a hair longer. My dream lens is a 600 millimeter lens, but I also am wanting to upgrade my camera body, so I'm just like, I'm using what I've got, but this has been such an amazing lens so far, and I have really loved it, and I feel like I'm really starting to get to know my camera and my lenses in terms of my landscape and my nature photography. So this is my body. I just, like I said, I use the Canon T5. This I have had since, oh goodness, my senior year of high school, I want to say, and I'm now 24. So I've had this for quite a while. I know they've come out with like several new iterations. I love this camera to pieces. I am really, like I said, starting to play around with the just the different manual settings, learning ISO, etc. So I have been loving this guy. It's pretty lightweight, and I just used the strap that it came with, but I am wanting to get a different strap for Christmas or my birthday this year, so I have that guy. And then this is the newest addition to my collection. I mean, I say collection, but this is the newest addition to my family. And this was gifted to me by a friend at our church, and she gave it to me and said, have fun. And so I have been having some fun with it. I don't know what any of the photos look like, but if that gives you any hints, she very graciously gifted me her Nikon FM2 film camera, 35 millimeter camera, and I about lost it because I actually started photography on a film camera, and not like a manual. Like everything on this is manual. ISO is manual, aperture, like everything is manual. You can even pick your f-stops on the lens, and this is a Nikon AF Nikkor 50 millimeter lens. So this is like a nice Nikon lens. And then this is the Nikon FM2. This is the FM2N. She was a sports photographer and she used this at her job, and she said she hasn't used it in years. So she wanted to get it to somebody who would use it. I have about 12 shots left on this roll of film, and then I will probably try to get that developed. I've been doing a lot of shots of my cats, shots of like random nature things, because I've just been really excited to just kind of try it out and use it. I just kind of want to see what they come out as, and then, you know, work on changing some things up from there. This is kind of like my trial reel of film, so to speak. But yeah, that's really everything that I take with me. I don't take a tripod because my camera setup is so lightweight that I just do everything by hand. I don't really rely on a tripod or anything like that. And in terms of like notes and things, I do want to start taking like some notes, especially since I am, you know, really interested in conservation. I've been really wanting to take notes of the species that I'm seeing consistently and really kind of do some individual studies. And I think that that's where like my background comes in to play in all of this, is I'm really interested in how like the individual interacts with its ecosystem. And so I've been really excited to use my photography to help study that. And so I have been working really hard to really just learn more about it and start growing and everything. But yes, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you'd like to see from me in the future. I'm definitely planning on my next video being a sit-down video, just talking with you guys about my background in environmental science, what my degree is going to be, what I'm going to be studying, and how I got into grad school, etc. So I hope to see you guys in the next one, and have a safe and good rest of your week.